Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Thank you, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see who's here first. Fancy, fancy. Thank you so much for being here first. And hello to you too. Um, okay, fancy, fancy says hello to Lydia and Mary H. Hi, Judy Matassit, CK, Connie Balmer. Yep, the charmer known as Connie Balmer. So charming. And who else? Olive Perry, Emerald Derrick, Rodney Jackson, and Shirley Holland, Helen Marmon, who says, "Hey, Baron and Squatty family." Okay. Anyway, congratulations to the lucky person who has been gifted a Royal Sussex membership. I keep meaning to ask, how many more of those do we have left? Or do they just like materialize every day? I forgot how that happens. But anyway, what I do know is we have no control over who receives it, but I'm so glad that it happened for you, whoever you are. All right. Amelia Rodriguez, Hazel Jones wants to say hi to a few people. And I think we're good. Hey, Lydia Washington. Did I say that already? Marcel Collender. I like that name. Marcel. Bunny Rose. All right. Well, let's get to Prince Harry, the Dragon Slayer. I tell you, I have been so excited for the past couple days because I just can't not stop thinking of how courageous Harry has been. You know, Harry was using his poker face. You know that, don't you? And I really do believe he would have gone all the way. I believe Harry um, got exactly what he wanted. He got exactly what he wanted. That apology is unprecedented. And the fact that he does not have a non disclosure. And of course, there are certain elements within the British tabloid media that are trying to convince us that it's not as great as what it is. And of course, there are a few people that are trying to put him down by saying things like, "Oh, I thought you were going to take this as far as it can go," and so on and so forth. And if you guys recall, the day before, I said, whatever happens, if Harry chooses to accept a settlement, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say that we are going to support him either way, because having come as far as he has come, and especially the continuous abuse that he and mostly his wife has endured for all these years, there would be no question that whenever he decides it's time, it's time. But what I did not expect was that there would be that apology. And coming from Rupert Murdoch and, of course, his news organization, I cannot believe how emotional I was reading the apology. It really touched me. And it's not in a touch me in a way that I'm like, oh, wow, I knew that those were some decent people deep down inside. Nah, they did what they had to do because they did not want that information being exposed to the world in court. Whatever it was must have been so damaging that they would rather pay out a lofty sum of money, which also makes me believe that it has to be far north of 10 million pounds. It just has to be. Whatever people are saying, that it must be far north of that 10,000 pounds that the tabloid media, they are using a great deal of certainty when they print that. His 10 million pound settlement. You don't know what he got. You don't know what he got. It might be 10, it might be 20, it may be 99. But they said substantial. So it must be a nice chunk of change. It's got to be. The apology and inclusion of his mother had me touched as well. Yeah, I think when I lost it was when I saw Diana's name. That was what really made me emotional, was seeing Diana's name, seeing that he was able to get out of this lawsuit what his brother wouldn't have even asked for. His brother wouldn't have even asked for it. To his brother, it was just enough for him to have the peace of mind that he would no longer be the target of these tabloids. But for Harry, it was important that his mother was included. And I can't help but think that he must have received everything that he asked for. I do believe everything that he asked for, that's exactly what he received. So it won't necessarily make life more bearable as far as the tabloid media is concerned. But for this occasion, this is certainly a win. And I am incredibly proud of him. Prince Harry and Meghan deserve apologies from everyone. And who knows, in due time, they may actually get that. They may actually get that. But Harry had them convinced that he was going to take this all the way. And obviously, they said something to him and his lawyers. And whatever they said, David Sherborne had to call out to California and say, hey, this is what they're offering. I think we ought to take this. The choice is yours. So, I tell you, it must have been an incredible, incredible scene in that courtroom. Kat Harlem, member for 29 months, says, hello, Baron and Squaddies. I'm still celebrating Harry's win, the accountability, and having his legal fees paid in full. Thank you, Kat Harlem. Kat Harlem. By NGN. Thank you so much for saying that, because I keep forgetting to say that part too. Is that his legal fees are being paid in full. And there are some tabloid media reporters that are saying, oh, but he's not going to get as much. Yes, he is. He's going to get that and then some. And you're right. Celebrate, right? Did you say celebrate? Yeah. I think this is a case of Ivy. Let's do Ivy celebration. Yeah, we're going to celebrate with Ivy. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Janelle's going to be there. All right, Ivy out. know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I alrighty then. Still room for celebration. Thank you so much, Kat Harlem, for reminding us. And yes, there is still room to celebrate. Ah, yes. Prince Harry is the David and NGN is Goliath. So proud of Prince Harry. Thank you, Claudette McKenzie. That is a very fitting way to uh, describe it. Joan Garcia wants to say hi to a few people. Kathy G, thank you so much for 36 months membership. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I love the notorious RBG. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Love her. Okay, moving on. So, right here it says Harry can see emails between Sun publisher and royal household, judge rules. The Duke of Sussex can use further emails between executives of the publisher of The Sun and members of the royal household in his legal claim against the organization, a high court judge has ruled. They said, and of course, look at the date, the 15th of November, 2024. If you look at that very small, difficult to see red print, what does that say? Excuse me, let me make this bigger so I can see it. It says, "This is the moment Prince Harry won and the moment Rupert Murdoch News Group newspaper lost." That ruling right there, according to this person that I am not identifying, they say that that is the moment that Harry won. That moment right there is what caused the organization known as News Group newspapers to crap a brick. Yes, a brick just dropped out of their bottoms and hit the ground with reckless abandon. And that was the moment in which Harry won. That was it right there. Makes a lot of sense to me. I won't dispute it. Makes a lot of sense to me because there was something in there that they did not want. And I wonder, when Harry and Meghan went to go and see Queen Elizabeth II, taking their children while everybody else was out of town, was there some information at that time? I believe there was. But is this part of that? Some of it? All of it? Someone obviously provided emails. They had emails. And from what I hear, it showed the connection between the royal household and the Sun. As a matter of fact, let's see, I know that they hired someone from the Daily Mail, but I also think that there was someone in the royal household in Clarence House, Buckingham Palace, one or the other, but it was someone that Charles invited on board. You see, the Queen was not the one who nurtured the relationship with the tabloid media. They said that was a creation of Charles and Godzilla because they wanted to try to control the story. They wanted a chance to uh, use revisionist history to change things so that it makes it seem like Charles was the doting father and that it was Princess Diana who was unhinged and unreasonable and didn't really understand. And they have been writing anti Princess Diana stories for quite some time, and there has been no protest from the royal family. The only person the only senior royal that has actually spoken of Diana with any type of civility, with any type of honor, has been Harry, even his own brother. Now, Camilla's real smart. She doesn't say anything. But even his own brother found a way to say that Diana was unhinged by referring to her as paranoid. I don't want to go over that all again, but you know how I feel about it. I don't believe that he wrote that speech, but I do think he was dumb enough to stand there and say these things that in no way blame the tabloid media, only the BBC. The most credible news agency in all of Britain is the only one that he was pointing the finger at. Not the Sun, not the Daily Mail, not the Express or the Mirror, or none of those. It was only the Sun. And yes, the whole Martin Bashir thing was terrible. But Diana made it very clear, no matter how he got the story, those were my words and mine alone. And the one part that I did not share, but I do remember this very clearly, is that William said that that video of his mother in the Panorama interview should be put on a shelf, never to be seen again. In other words, he wants to hide her words. He was literally silencing his mother. He wanted to silence his mother. What kind of son does that? It's bad enough that his father, has that intention, but that he, knowing what his mother has gone through, obviously has sided with the institution. And it's just like night and day when you see Harry's reaction to the whole Martin Bashir thing in comparison to William, who stood there in front of the world and said those dreaded things about his mother. That will never make sense. That will never make sense. And as I said yesterday, they trotted William out and sent him to a homeless shelter to interact with young people in front of the camera. And then, of course, almost as quickly as he arrived, after taking a jet and probably a helicopter, then suddenly he turned tail and went to go to Monaco. Actually, I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. I'll let you hear our favorite TikToker talk about that. I've been told that slaying dragons will get you burned, but in the light of today's victory and the importance of doing what is needed for a free and honest press, it's a worthwhile price to pay. The mission continues, Prince Harry. Now, you'd be forgiven to assume that this was something he said yesterday. This was actually from 2023. I think it was the lawsuit with the Mirror, was it? But this is from 2023. Not yesterday, 2023. And guess what? It still applies. Nothing has changed. And I think the next time I share this, hopefully it will be for Lord Nappyhead's newspaper. Yes, the racially ambiguous owner of the Daily Mail. He who lives in another country and pays no tax, according to rumor, he pays no tax and he lives in another country, right? And he's in constant contact, or his newspaper is, with Charles and Godzilla. Yes, he who lives in another country He who signs the paycheck for Rebecca English, he may be the next reason that Harry, or that is, will share that little comment, that quote from Harry. The royal rota is real. The royal rota, that which was established to make sure that there are no outside voices. They are complicit. They are an extension of that institution. And as far as I'm concerned, I am going to allege that Rebecca English is the gatekeeper. She's the one who decides who goes where and what they're going to talk about. They give their talking points. All of those reporters, I mean, I've seen it. It's what happens with the Republican Party here in the United States. They get their talking points first thing in the morning, especially on Sunday. They get those talking points and they blanket the airways, influencing people's decisions, people's judgment, people's votes. That's what they do. And it is one of the worst things that has ever happened to our democracy, or any democracy. So yeah, thank you again, Judy Matassit. Thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Wow, that came from very deep. I don't know where that came from. Blessing says, William is not a man. I'm sorry, William is not man enough. He will never measure up to Harry. William knows it's the tabloid, knows it, and the world knows it. Amen to that one. It's unfortunate, but true. And of course, here's a little illustration of the dragon slayer, or the dragon slayers. Yeah, like they say in those, what do you call it? Those pageants. Slay, you better slay. Yas, queen, you better slay. But yeah, it says the same thing here. I've been told that slaying dragons will get you burned. Same quote right there. Okay. I'm laughing thinking about Queen Elizabeth II having a hidden zip drive in her pocketbook for Harry with a bunch of damaging emails on it. That's too priceless. Yeah, and you know, the Queen was sitting up there playing senile. She was sitting up there pretending like she didn't know which way was up. And all along, she had a plan that obviously included people she could actually trust. You know, it had to be someone that was trusted. Someone the Queen thought, you know what? I have something for you to do, and you're the only person that can do this. And, you know, whatever, Your Majesty. And they helped. Someone was close enough to her. And as soon as they realized, they, of course, Charles and William, as soon as they realized what happened, they moved the Queen to Sandringham. They immediately moved the Queen to Sandringham. She didn't want to go, but that's what they wanted. I don't think the Queen was in control of much. I do believe that Charles and William was handling everything, mostly Charles, of course. And so the Queen, of course, they probably saw her with that burner phone and they thought, oh, that's so funny. She thinks that phone still works. It's not even digital. What is she going to do with that old analog phone? She probably can't even lift it up. And what happened? She turned it on. Uh, someone the Queen's age was probably sitting at the switchboard. That's probably one of those ones where you still have to call into a switchboard and have them dial the number for you. You know, hello, operator, get me Harry. Harry, the Duke of Sussex in California. Yeah, they probably had to wait. Yeah, it was like someone about the same age as the Queen, someone who survived the Blitz, still manning that switchboard with those old RCA plugs, trying to figure out which cable goes overseas or whatever. And yeah, that was it. The Queen and her burner phone. Mind the gap, please. Mind the gap. Ye royal burner phone. I wonder if when the Queen was doing that, if they were playing the theme for 007. Maybe Daniel Craig helped. What you think? Maybe Daniel Craig helped. So yeah, the Queen wasn't as senile as everybody thought she was. She was handling her business. Oh, you think she dialed collect? Hello, operator. I'd like to make a collect call to California. Yes, the Duke of Sussex. Hello? Yes, I'd like to make a collect call, please. I know, I don't believe it either. Now do it before I start talking about 1992, a year which I shan't look back upon with undiluted pleasure. Or maybe the operator said, Your Majesty, you haven't used this phone since 1992. The last time you used this phone, you were calling the emergency services, something about a fire at your castle. That was the last time she used that phone. 1992, a year which I shan't look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It was the worst of times. It was the worst of times. It was 1992. Now put me through to my grandson. Anyway, as long as the call went through, that's all we care about. Check this out. Now, one of the squatties posted this today. Prince Harry, Dragon Slayer. I love this one. I love that one. I think I like this more than I like the other one. Sean Garcia says, Baron, the British royal family are corrupt, low down, dirty dogs. Thank you so much for that, Joan Garcia. And thank you as well for being a member of Royal Sussex. Oh, the Mission Impossible theme. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, wait. Dun, 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 dun. Ba-da-da, da-da-da. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, da-da-da, da-da. Okay. Charles shipped QE2 out to Sandringham after he found out she secretly met with Harry and Meghan. That's why Harry said he was concerned about the people around her. Yeah, wasn't that kind of chilling though? Wasn't that kind of chilling when he said that? And I mean, Harry was absolutely fearless when he said that. He said what he said. He meant what he said. I am worried for my grandmother, right? That was unbelievable. When he said that, I still cannot believe that he said that. I can't. I just can't. I cannot believe that Henry, Charles, David, Arthur, whatever name he has, um, Mountbatten Windsor, I cannot believe that he went on television and said, I am worried, I am concerned about the people surrounding my grandmother. That was shocking. That was shocking. I have to admit, I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. Oh, you think she's the real money penny? Let me see here. Okay, let me take that away. Dun 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 dun. But okay. And there's this one. This is the one that I used for the thumbnail. That is the one I used for the thumbnail. Let me see if I can find any more of them out there. That would be cool. Prince Harry, the Dragon Slayer. Okay, would be nice, but that's the only one let me see. Oh, this is kind of cool. You know what? I'm going to save that because I'm probably going to use that one later. I'll just edit something another time. How about that one? I could do something with that. You know, I got some mad editing skills. Long before the what do you call it? The AI and all that kind of stuff. I had some mad editing skills. But yeah, I don't see any more Prince Harry's. Oh, that is kind of cool. I like that though. I'll keep that one too. I bet you there's some more of them on the thing, and I just don't see them. But I bet you there's some more. Oh, that looks nice. That looks nice. That's going to be my theme this week. Is the Dragon Slayer. Oh, and that's AI generated. That's okay. I could do something with that. Okay. I don't see any more. It's too bad too because I am really enjoying this moment. Prince Harry's. Oh, listen to this. Listen, you guys. Prince Harry's fizzle of a victory exposed. There was no bang. Prince Harry wins against NGN sparks questions about whether this was it. Give me a flippin' break. These people are just pathetic. They are pathetic. They are pathetic. I won't even tell you what paper that's from, but they are pathetic. Actually, it's not a paper. I think is it a paper? No, it's just an online thing, I think. But anyway, that's ridiculous. They are quoting the another paper. Yeah, it's from another paper. In it, the conversation arose Once the writer said, Prince Harry, our noble dragon slayer, has laid down his sword. In your dreams, loser. In your dreams. That's all I have to say. In your dreams. Harry is the dragon slayer. I love that picture right there. I love that. Oh, what's that? Yes, absolutely. Charles made it possible by getting rid, that is, of Queen Elizabeth's most trusted aides. Charles got rid of them and put his own people in place. That's exactly what happened. I agree with that 100. Charles got rid of the Queen's trusted aides and put his own grifters in place, his own flim-flammers. Now, this is something that is obviously AI, but isn't that fun? Harry and Meghan triumph over toxicity, lies, hate, triumph over toxicity. And of course, there they are standing on top of a mountain of British tabloid media papers. Yes. Now, I changed it a little bit, though. You know, I had to do something, right? You see the crest on Prince Harry's chest, it was like some swirl that didn't really have anything. So I put a backwards P and an H, Prince Harry. And also, their belt buckles didn't have anything. So I put the M and the H there. You know, I had to do something to it. Otherwise, it looks kind of weird without, it was like that. The AI sometimes, you see how the papers at the bottom have like letters that you can't make out. That's how that was. So I fixed it. Carlene Brown says the haters are just bitter, bitter, bitter. Good King Harry. I can take a hint. I can take a hint. Ready for it?
Bitter. And somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
Yes. One more time. One more time.
Bitter. And somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
Bitter, bitter, bitter. And somebody needs to say it. And there's this one. This is another one of my favorite AIs. That, of course, is our Duchess wearing S for Sussex. That looks pretty good, though, right? I would pay good money if Meghan took a role with the Avengers. I would love to see her in a Marvel movie. That would be so much fun. I don't know what they would call her character. Just the Duchess, maybe? I don't know. Flower. Yes, Flower. Now, what would her power be? Flower. I'm trying to think, what would her power be? I don't know. I have to think about that. Yeah, but that would be cool, especially if she rode around on like a big bumblebee. Okay, I'm getting carried away. And this is a oldie but goodie. Prince Harry loves dressing up as Spider-Man. And I don't know who Meghan is supposed to be, but this is yet her power would be pollen. What is she going to make them sneeze to death? Oh, a scent. Okay. Okay, I like that better than pollen. I mean, wouldn't the pollen get to the wrong people? Have everybody crying and sneezing and their eyes burning? CK, wow, you really know how to hurt people. Okay, yes, perfume. Perfume. I like that better. So scent and perfume. Just being there is her power. Well, I tell you, there is one villain. There's one villain who I think would be perfect. Let me see. Cynthia Sanders, thank you so much. David slaying Goliath. Here, here. Okay. Now, if they needed to cast a villain for the Marvel's movies, for the Marvel universe, I could think of one. I could think of the perfect villain, someone who will try to explain the early years, right? Someone who will corner you and start talking about the early years until you drop your weapon, right? Or anyway, she don't even have to talk about the early years. She could talk about anything. She could talk about her um, impression of the royal family. That would be enough to disarm someone, right? All she has to do is try to describe. Yeah, all she has to do is to try to describe the royal family, and that would be enough to take down the largest foe. You know what I mean? You just like you see someone robbing a bank and she just like corners them and starts.
Well, obviously it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously on to this day, and going forward and things. It is. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
Yeah, she would just start talking about her experience meeting members of the royal family, and that would be enough to disarm anybody. I mean, they would rather have jail time or to spend forever in oblivion than to hear her talk about the early years or meeting members of the royal family. Jose Williams says, under British law, Harry's case automatically ended when the respondent offered a settlement with everything Harry sued for. He won. You get a bell for that, Jose. You get a bell for that. Yes, you get a bell for that. Thank you so much, Jose. Oh, and by the way, thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Oh, there is a Marvel villain if I've ever seen one. Huh? There's one right there. Sway Sway. Yeah, Sway Sway, who is capable of breathing toxic fumes of methane from whatever beverage he just consumed, or who will. I'm trying to think what else is his power. Let me see. Oh yeah, he could tell those stupid jokes that nobody gets, right? And I guess if that's not enough, then he will, I don't know, probably buy some bots or call the Royal Rota, or even worse, he could send Rebecca English after you, right? Rebecca English and those giant hands. Yes, If he partnered with Rebecca English and those gigantic hands, you're done. You're toast. You are toast. Because I tell you, I don't know if I would want to have to face Rebecca English's hands. I would just totally give up. I would turn myself in rather than to have Rebecca English explain something to me with those giant hands. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can. uh, Come on, Rebecca. Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding, Rebecca? Ah, there we go. There we go. Now that, you know what I'm saying? If things are like getting out of hand and you get the advantage on him, he just calls Rebecca English, right? And have her shake you vigorously with. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. Joan Lawman, thank you so much for being a member of Royal Sussex. And thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, that's it. I noticed the other day that she didn't attempt to cross her legs the other day. And also, she was wearing long sleeves. Was it something I said? Huh? Was it something I said? I am starting to feel like I said something, and maybe somebody's a little self conscious now. Maybe. Was it something I said? Because I noticed that she did not attempt to cross her legs. And that's like her new favorite thing is to wear speckled dresses and cross her legs since she's, you know, dropped a few pounds, which by the way, she's looking good. She's looking much better, healthier and vibrant. But I don't know if she should be trying to cross her legs right now because with that much tension and pressure, I'm just afraid she might sneeze and kick over the coffee table. That's all. I'm just not sure she's ready for that yet. But, if you're listening, Rebecca English, keep doing what you're doing. You look good, girl. You look good. You look good, girl. I would lose those speckled dresses, but you looking okay. Um, for Rebecca English. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Let me show you. I got to show you since I brought it up. I'm going to take a little screenshot. Hold on. So you can see what I mean. She has decided not to cross her legs. The way she's sitting is rather awkward. And I feel kind of bad because I think it was something I said. Yeah. I think I kind of made her a little self-conscious. And she's wearing long sleeves. As well she should. I should be ashamed of myself. Listen, I cannot stand her though. I cannot stand her. I think she's cruel. Okay. I'll show you. I'll show you. Give me just a second. But I think I have sabotaged her. Yep. It was me. It was me. Now she's a little self-conscious with her evil self. So no more crossing her legs. No more speckled dresses. See there? Look at her. She's doing the Duchess slant. And what the hell is going on with Richard Eden socks? What? Where's the rest of his pants? I just noticed that. Where's the rest of his pants? Is there a flood and nobody told me? That's weird. Look at there. No more crossing her legs. No more crossing her legs. She's just kind of, you see what she's doing there? I think it was something I said. But she looks good though. Look how small she is. Look at how small she is. Oh, you're looking at those. Wait, there we go. You're looking at those big giant white shoes? Aren't those huge? Those are some big shoes, ain't they? Y'all, we are so bad. We are so bad. With everything going on, why are we sitting up here messing with these people? I don't know, Shelly L. I just noticed that. I looked over and I'm just like, what the? It's like he's just sitting there. He's like, keep pulling them up or something. You know what? Because Harry and Meghan have moved on, right? Because a lot of the stuff that they have been trying to say is not working. He's probably not making enough money, and he probably have been putting his suit in the washing machine. If it says dry clean only, you're not supposed to put it in the washer, right? He's been putting his suit in the washer, and now it's shrunk. It looks like he's got on his what do you call it? He seems like someone who is wearing something from like the sixth grade. Like he was wearing that in the sixth grade or his freshman year or something like that, and he's grown a little bit. What's that? The 19 stone weight everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry. She lost weight everywhere but her face. You think so? Wait. Where is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Let me do that. Them hands, them big hands. Those hands, those wide hands. Those hands, those giant hands. Oh, my goodness. I cannot stop looking at them, though. I cannot stop looking at those hands. They just, I am so intrigued by, right, exactly. Like a teenager that wore that suit to his 8th grade graduation, right? And when he graduated the 8th grade, he still had that suit, that same suit that he wore to his senior year graduation. Yeah, he put them in the washing machine. Clearly, y'all, this is bad. We ain't got nothing better to do. Okay, I'm gonna leave these people alone because they're not doing so well. Ever since Harry and Meghan has left that island, their pay has plummeted. Their pay has plummeted. And now those poor people are sitting on TV or wherever they are, sitting up there with wearing some floods. And then this girl then went and got them shoes from the disco era. She went and got her grandmama's disco shoes. Oh, they're called nubs. You talking about those hands? They're called nubs. Let me see here. Let me see. Asking for prayers for Jose William as she recovers Oh, is it Josie? I keep saying Jose, right? Is it Josie? As she recovers from a foot infection. I'm sorry, I have been mispronouncing your name. So it's Josie, right? Not Jose. Well, anyway, yes, we will send our prayers and thank you, Lydia Washington, for the super sticker. Ouch, I hope that doesn't hurt. That sounds like it's painful though. Gosh, I hope that doesn't hurt. Ooh, I bet that. Oh, I hope it doesn't hurt though. Let's see. Princess Diana had everything right to do with the interview where she spilled the beans on Charles and Camilla. It was an honest interview. She had guts. Here, here. I'm going to give you a bell for that. She had guts. And you know, what breaks my heart though is I think about Diana being so afraid and, still wanting to tell her side of the story with the institution, the tabloid media, and some royal sycophants and who else that was against her, Camilla and her crew. And yet she found the courage to tell her side of the story. She still found the courage to tell her side of the story. But yeah, it is heartbreaking to think about what she's been up against. Oh, thank you so much. I received a Cash App. Thank you very much. I see. I see who it's from. Thank you very much. LH. I see that. Thank you very much. Why do I think of that movie Misery? You know, I keep thinking of that movie Misery with what was her name? Oh, what was her name? Kathy Bates. I don't know why she is giving me Kathy Bates. She is giving me Kathy Bates. I see Kathy Bates. Remember how they said that Kathy Bates was so strong in that movie that she could just lift anything or anybody? That's what I'm thinking about is Kathy Bates. Oh, by the way, you guys, please make sure you hit the like button. I think there's only what 299 likes. Please hit that like button. Yes, make sure you hit the like button or hit the thumbs down if you want to. There's 939 people watching and only 305 likes. How is that possible? Yes, please hit that like button. And also, did you all know for the price of a cup of coffee, you could help support Royal Sussex for a month? For an entire month, you can help support Royal Sussex. And if that doesn't suit you, there's also PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo, which nobody ever uses. But the membership, there it is right there, for the price of a cup of coffee. $4.99 for 1 month. You can help support Royal Sussex. Okay, thank you very much, Lydia, for that. Oh, okay. Is that one better? Let me do that one then. Here we go. Perfection. Isn't that a shady looking image of William? I saw that one and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Look at him. Now, is that his face before or after they read the what do you call it? Huh? Is that before or after? uh you mean like when you just crack open that little can and it starts spilling out? Is that what you mean? I'm picking up what you're putting down. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Police request transcript from Prince Harry's case against owner of the Sun. Exclusive campaigners hope for investigation into claims of perjury and cover ups against news group newspapers. The Met Police have requested transcripts of the pretrial hearing in Prince Harry's phone hacking case against Rupert Murdoch's newspaper empire. The Guardian can reveal as fresh calls were made for a new criminal investigation. The development will raise the hopes among press intrusion campaigners of the potential new investigation into allegations of perjury and cover ups made against news group newspapers or NGN, the owner of the Sun. The case between Harry and NGN was settled on Wednesday, just 14 minutes before the trial was to begin, with the offer by Murdoch's newspaper company of substantial damages and an apology to Harry and Tom Watson, the former deputy leader of the Labour Party, who was a claimant. The admission by NGN of incidents of unlawful activity carried out by private investigators working for the Sun was the first time the company had recognized illegality beyond the now defunct News of the World. Got that? So that is something that may have them go to trial. Who knows? There may be a trial. Let me see. News group continues to deny that phone hacking took place at the Sun, right? They deny that phone hacking took place at the Sun. Why don't I believe them? Why? Why don't I believe them? Because they can't be trusted. Now, a Met spokesperson said, "We are aware of the outcome of the civil proceedings. It remains the case that there are no active police investigations into allegations of phone hacking or related matters. We await any correspondence from the parties involved, which we will respond to in due course." So that's the public face of things, is that they're aware of it, but they still request for those transcripts. They want transcripts. Okay. After a lengthy investigation, we've determined that there is not enough significant evidence of any wrongdoing. Oh, that's pretty much what's going to happen. Yeah. They know how to delay. They wait until people forget about it, and then it's business as usual. Baron, why do you keep saying 10 million? They don't know. No, Cynthia Saunders, I made it a point earlier. If you were on earlier, I said they don't know how much money he has. It is north of 10 million pounds. Well, anyway, I know what I said earlier, but I did make it a point to say that nobody knows how much he has unless Harry tells us. So I know you've seen that, but it was not me. It was not me. I promise you it wasn't me. It could be anywhere between 10 million and 99 million. And that is if is 8 figures. We don't know. That's why you heard me say substantial, because I wanted to make it very clear that we don't know how much money there is. Okay? So trust me when I say this. That's not me that's saying that. That's other people. Thank you, Deborah Anderson. An undisclosed settlement amount. Oh, that's okay. I figured you probably came in later, but it's okay. I just want to make it clear that I'm not the one saying that. And I think I have over 900 witnesses that will say the same. But don't worry about it. I know it. They keep running that number out there. Okay. Apparently, there were 2 payments to Harry, one for costs, the other for damages. That's normal where guilt has been admitted or established. Thank you so much. I still don't know if I'm saying it wrong. Jose or Josie Williams. Thank you very much. You will let me know, right? All right. I am going to go here. Prince Harry receives apology from Murdoch tabloids for serious intrusion into Princess Diana's private life. News Group newspaper expressed regret to Harry for intruding into his mother's life, particularly during his younger years. That was in People magazine today. I don't really have to go over it. You already know what the story is there, but I just like looking at it. Now, here's another one. Check this out. People magazine understands the settlement involved an 8-figure sum, likely exceeding $12 million, covering both legal costs and damages. See, Jose was right about that. 2 payments, legal costs and damages. The Sun publisher and also apologized for past intrusions by journalists into Princess Diana's private life. Okay. Yes, exceeding, far north of. I like to say north of. Let me see what else here. You know what? I don't know why I didn't do this, but hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. I want to play the Tom Watson thing that he said about Harry. Why didn't I think about that when we were talking about the dragons? Huh? Why didn't I think about that? But only if it's easy to find it. And I don't see it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Let's go back to the dragons. We got to go back to the dragons. Nope. That one. Okay, we'll do it with that one because I love Tom Watson's quote about our Prince Harry.
When I say we are, I once said that the big beasts of the tabloid jungle have no predators. I was wrong. They have Prince Harry. His bravery and astonishing courage have brought accountability to a part of the media world that thought it was untouchable. I am sure I speak on behalf of the thousands of victims when I say we are grateful to him for his unwavering support and his determination under extraordinary pressure. If Rupert Murdoch had any decency, he should follow this corporate admission of guilt with a personal apology to Prince Harry, to his father, our king, and to the countless others who suffered the same unlawful behaviour at the hands of his media empire. News Group newspapers owes so many such apologies. thousands of ordinary people just trying to live their lives have endured the same unlawful behaviour. I once said that the big beasts of the tabloid jungle have no predators.
Okay, that was starting to repeat. But yes, thank you so much, Lord Watson, Lord Tom Watson. Isn't that a drink? Isn't there a drink called the Tom Watson? Right? I don't know why that name seems so familiar to me, Tom Watson. But yeah. But anyway, that's what they had in People magazine. Let me see. What is a Tom Watson? Maybe it's not a drink. I don't know. I'm thinking about something else, maybe. Oh, it's a golfer. There's someone that plays golf named Tom Watson. Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. No attorney worth his salt is going to accept more money than his client. So if attorney fees were about 18 million, Harry's settlement is way north of that. Thank you, Shelley L. I wonder, did TMZ announce King Harry's win since that hit piece they did on Meghan? I don't know. I don't know. I almost never come across TMZ. I adore you. Such a quality lady, honorable, kind. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, you know what, nurse wife, mother, I think that, okay, they said that Hugh Grant received 10 million pounds or $10 million, whatever it was. I am more than certain that if he got that much or more, then whatever Harry received was that much greater. I'm just, I'm wait, let's go to the apology. We need only go to the apology to get a clue. Let me find the apology. Where is that apology? Right there. Right there. So they themselves said, where is it at here? We acknowledge and apologize the distress caused to the Duke and the damage inflicted on relationships, friendships, and family, and have agreed to pay him substantial damages. Now, they did not have to say substantial. They could have just said, we agreed to pay him damages. But NGN, Rupert Murdoch's news group, whatever, they're the ones that are acknowledging that they are going to pay substantial damages. And in the end, it doesn't matter because Harry was not doing this for money. Harry was standing on principle, and that is the most important thing. Prince Harry was standing on principle. They won't accept that she had another settlement. Yeah, the $1 thing, as if. Okay. Well, British law, where these civil suits are concerned, is a little strange to us Americans that are used to these whopping sums of money. One of the best and favorite pastimes of Americans is class action lawsuits. I always say, if there's a class action lawsuit, I want to be in it. That is one suit that I will wear any day of the week. The old class action lawsuit. Please give me a thumbs up if you have ever been part of a class action lawsuit. Please give me a thumbs up. I'm just curious because it is just the most American thing to be a part of a class action lawsuit. Um, Let me look for the thumb. Ah, okay. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love it. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Most Americans, it seems like we have all participated in some kind of class action lawsuit. I remember I applied for, well, I won't tell you what it was, but I've had my day. uh, yeah. And this is why you never hear me complaining about this country. There's a lot of things that I can complain about, but being an American is not one of them. You be sitting up there minding your business, and all of a sudden they say, if you have ever such and such and so, you don't have to do anything. They'll send you a check. Really? Welcome to America. Right? Exactly. You don't even know. You don't even know. You're just sitting up there, and all of a sudden, I remember I got something from another place I lived one time, and I didn't think it was real. I looked it up on the internet, and they said, yes, this is real. I went to the website for that particular government agency people in the United States, and they said, yes, this is real. And it turns out everyone there, everyone, everyone of a certain age got one. I don't know why we got it, but I was just like, I. And listen, you guys, if you're not from the United States, I don't want you to think that this always means a large sum of money. Sometimes you and 5,000 other people are part of a class action. It might be $50, it might be $500. You don't know how much it is. Part of it is based on how many people reply, because some of them you have to reply. And if you don't reply, then everybody else gets to divide your portion of it and keep it. So it is very American to be a part of a class action lawsuit. You don't even have to do anything. You just cash the check. Or if it's was it Facebook? Which was it Facebook that gave out those settlements? I know they sent me a direct deposit for like $50. I think it was Facebook. Oh no, $23. Well, still, that was enough for dinner, right? Yeah, most of them are not that big. Most of them are not going to change your quality of life. But you can buy some groceries, you can put some gas in your car. Oh, $5 from Nordstrom? Oh no, well, you but let me tell you, a friend of mine one time, this is a true story. a friend of mine, I told them, I said, listen, the state of Illinois may owe you some money. I said, you need to go and check on it because I saw their name. It's a matter of public record. I saw this person's name, and you won't believe how much money that they received. I'll say this. It was somewhere north of $1,000 and somewhere south of, I don't know, $11,000, which I pretty much just told you, right? But it was money from jobs that they had worked before. Sometimes you may have a utility, like let's say if you have a deposit with the gas company, they're sitting up there holding that money with interest. And when you least expect it, they owe you that money. And sometimes it could be a settlement from a lawsuit that you didn't even know you were part of. God bless America. Shelly L just became a new member. Good for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. There you go. There you go, Renee. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. God bless America, the land of class action suits. Oh, well, keep them coming. That's all I got to say is keep them coming. Let's look at these really fast. You got NGN offers full and unequivocal apology to the Duke of Sussex for serious intrusion, says ITV News. A full apology to Prince Harry from the Sun owner, says BBC News. Or how about this? Deadline, Rupert Murdoch's news group, newspaper apologies to Prince Harry in court as settlement reached that is in privacy case. Or in the Variety, Prince Harry settles case against Rupert Murdoch UK tabloid as news group newspaper offers full and unequivocal apology. Don't you love these? And here's another deadline. Rupert Murdoch's newspaper news group apology. Anyway, Variety wants you to know that they apologized, and there you go. And look at David Sherborne. I just love him. Deborah Anderson, yes, we won. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. All right, very cool. Yes, Charles hired the former editor of Daily Mail to work for years for them. He is still working for Charles and Camilla. William had to reach that speech. I'm sorry, he had to read that speech. They had his butt in a sling. They had his butt in a sling. They had his butt in a sling. I have not heard that one for a while. Now, if William's behind was in a sling, what might that look like? Could you imagine what it looks like to see William's behind in a sling? Let me see if I can help you out here. William's butt in a sling. Here you go. Look at William shaking that little money maker. Shake that money maker, William. Ugh, William shaking that moneymaker. I tell you, he is like a holy terror on the dance floor. Thank you, Baron. I will be seeing this in my sleep. Yeah, it's hard to unsee it. Once you see it, it's hard to unsee it. Yeah, shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing. Yeah, yeah. Show them how to do it now. Shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing. Yeah, yeah. Show them how to do it now. Shake your groove thing. That's right. He's shaking that groove thing. Show them how to do it now. Let's show the world we can dance. Yes, shake your groove thing. Why does he do that so well? Why does he do that so well? Looks like he's been practicing. You never know what people are doing in the mirror when they're at home alone. You know that? You never know. He in his room just shaking that groove thing. I hope so. I hope so. If I found out, if I found that out. But let's just say it's substantial. But if it was that, I would be so happy because, as far as I'm concerned, um, Harry and Meghan need the security of having that kind of money. They really do. And it's due in part, mostly to do with this hate campaign from the tabloid media, not to mention the pain and suffering that Harry experienced as a child because of those people. Because of those people. King Charles conspires with Rupert Murdoch to destroy his son, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle. King Charles has been colluding with Murdoch via his wife Camila to destroy the reputation of his son, Prince Harry, and his wife Meghan Markle. Prince Harry has strongly alluded to this without expressingly stating it in numerous interviews he has given to promote his new book. So, as I said, Prince Harry has alluded to this. So there was no direct word from the Duke of Sussex saying, yeah, my father threw me to the wolves. Or as Meghan would say, they fed me to the wolves. Rupert Murdoch's outlet rarely apologized. The Prince Harry case was different. Bravo to him for staying the course and getting the apology he needed and that his mother was due. Oh, I love that. Maria Shriver. Thank you, Maria Shriver. Prince Harry receives apology. Yeah, so she's quoting the People magazine. And right here, Hugh Grant says Prince Harry's tabloid settlement doesn't get to the real truth. Not done by any means. So as you can see, Hugh Grant wants to continue the fight. And it is true. They're not done. This is a start. This is a great start. Or is this the middle of it? Whatever it is, they are not done yet. There are still scores to be settled. There are still people who need to be outed. Lizette Zog, thank you so much for being here. Where are you at here? Well, I see someone saying hi to you, so I know you're here, but thank you so much for being here. Sharon S., thank you. Yes, Spare was huge. The best-selling nonfiction book in history. Let me see here. Also, soon claims against them is calling for more drastic action against the publisher, according to the Hollywood Reporter, citing that the job is not done by any means. A civil suit was not the right instrument to obtain the real truth of what happened, Grant said. No, because they would rather pay Prince Harry a substantial sum of money rather than all of that stuff coming out in court. So I think what Hugh Grant is saying is that because they keep settling these cases, it was reported that 1,300? I keep getting that wrong. 1,300 people received settlements from Rupert Murdoch up to about $1 billion, £1 billion, $1 billion. So they would pay $1 billion just to make sure that none of those 1,300 lawsuits ever went to trial. They settled 1,300. They have a pretty high batting average. They settle. They never go to trial, ever. They just won't let that happen. Because if they ever go to trial, we excuse me, we will see the truth, the real truth. That's what they've done consistently over the last 10 years. They've spent there it is right there. They spent $1 billion to make sure these things never are never looked at in a courtroom, and you don't get proper judicial findings. The actor told BBC Radio 4 Today program, I think what they're terrified of is those findings would trigger a new criminal inquiry. Okay. Well, as you know, Hugh Grant did settle his suit, and they said he got 10 million pounds. I don't know. They say, but we don't know for certain. Of course, we don't hold that against him because, after all, if he didn't settle, then he probably would have been on the hook for a lot of money. So no shade to Hugh Grant for settling. And, there were 40 people in 40 people in the was it a class action suit that Harry had 40 people, and it was down to 2. So out of the 40, there were only 2 left. And I will just say that everything that happened the way it was supposed to. I wish those people would have got more money, of course. I think they deserved more. And of course, as Hugh Grant has alluded just now, is that they need to send some of those people to jail. There should be some jail time for those people. There are some of them that deserve prison. And that may never happen, but I hope it does. Okay. I was trying to find Hugh Grant's little sound bite from earlier. I don't see it, but he did make comments somewhere, and I just don't know where to find it right now. Let me see if I can find that. Hugh. Let me see. Give me just a second. What in the world is this I'm looking at? Adele sent Rachel flowers. Do you guys know what that's about? I don't know which Rachel that is. Adele sent Rachel flowers. Ha! I found it. I found it. I can't believe I found it. Okay, that's not going to work. Give me a second. Oh yeah, it's hacked off. Ooh, okay. I found it, you guys. Give me just a second. I'll let you hear what Hugh Grant had to say. Hacked off. By the way, hacked off, they're the people that's been trying to bring this stuff to court. Well, at least they're the other people trying to bring this to court, and they're called hacked off. So, sorry for the delay.
Lies. One rogue reporter. One lie over a decade ago begat more lies. One lie over a decade ago begat more lies. One rogue reporter became lots of rogue reporters, became one rogue newspaper, became 3 rogue newspapers. Every day we'd wake up to new revelations, first as a slow drip, then as a torrent, then as a tsunami. The conundrum for the Leveson inquiry was how to legally identify precisely who was responsible for all this criminality and corruption within the big newspaper corporations and in the police and in government, without prejudicing criminal phone hacking trials that were ongoing at the time. So they split the inquiry. The first part was about the unscrupulous newspaper culture that enabled crimes like hacking, bribery, and data theft. The second part, to take place when the trials were over, was to be much more precise. Who did it? Who ordered it? Who deliberately ignored it? What exactly was the relationship between the press and the police, or the press and politicians? What?
Okay, so that was the voice of Hugh Grant. He is part of Hacked Off. Just so you know, he is part of it. And
Views are not famous names. One who is Hugh Grant, who joins us now. Mr. Grant, good morning.
Hello, Amel.
Very keen indeed to get your answer to those questions, but just for our listeners to understand the context, why have people like you and Prince Harry and hundreds of others, over 1,000 in fact, now settled rather than have your day in court?
Well, I think there's different reasons for different people. For me and Prince Harry, we both were trying to use a civil trial to get at the real truth and of what actually did go on, especially with regard to the cover-up, which you mentioned earlier, the deletion of 30 million emails, and who really knew about that, and how high up are those people still? They're still in power at that organization. But a civil case against a newspaper is not the right instrument for that, as has been proven with Prince Harry's case and with mine, because unless you're prepared to spend 10, 20 million pounds, you're not going to get findings in court. They're going to game the system to silence you. And that's what they've done consistently over the last 10 years. They've spent £1 billion to make sure that these things are never looked at in court, and you don't get proper judicial findings.
Okay.
Which what I think what they're terrified of is that those findings would trigger a new criminal inquiry.
Okay, well, let's go through what you think should happen next, and then I want to push back against your position. So what do you think should happen now in terms of A, the police, and B, politics?
Well, obviously, in light of these findings, we think that the CPS and the police should launch a new criminal investigation into this. And that was, as I say, the aim of Prince Harry's case, as I understand it, and certainly was my original aim in my case. And also, quite clearly now, there should be Leveson 2. This is
okay. So as you can see there, What news group is that they're pushing back Radio Player? That is the name of it, and that is a what do you call that? That is a podcast, but it's for BBC Radio 4. Anyway, let me push back against that. What are you pushing back against? Why are you pushing back against? They're guilty. That's all to it. They're guilty. Cynthia Saunders, thank you so much for becoming a new member of Royal Sussex. And Joanna Hong, I know you've been a member already, but maybe you changed your payment method or whatever. But thank you for being a member again. Thank you very much. Okay. What's that? Now they're begging for Harry to get a cheaper legal team. Sounds like a kind of mafia or syndicate instead of journalists. Where is the integrity? Seek truth and justice, not lies. Hear, hear. Hear, hear. Seek truth and justice, not lies. I like that. Yeah. Harry got more than enough to see clowns in court when they start lip flapping about his wife. Slayers ain't players. Here. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Look at there. Look at there. Love, 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 love that. Very nice. That, of course, is Harry and the People's Princess. Forever, the People's Princess. Now, Black people can't pretend when we are surrounded by snakes. One of the squatties put 4 images of Black people just minding their business, and then all of a sudden, here come Kate and William to have the obligatory photographs and videos for their Kensington Royal, whatever. They won't leave Black folks alone. They just have to keep taking pictures with us. Why? Why? You can see we don't want to be bothered. We don't understand why you're here. Plus, you look much older in person. Leave Black folks alone. But nope, here they come again. Reach out and touch somebody Black and make sure every camera sees that. Reach out and touch somebody Black and make sure every camera sees that. Yes, the favorite Kensington Palace pastime. Reach out and touch someone Black. And make sure all the cameras see that. That face right there. This man come to the charity, whatever, shelter, minding his own business. All he wants to do is get through his day. And all of a sudden, here come William with the kitchen skills of a clown. Here comes William, slicing and dicing and holding the side of a pot that's not even over a flame, all of that stuff. And he has just had enough of it. I mean, look at Bruh Man. Bruh Man is like, yeah, uh-huh. And let us not forget Kate, Catherine the Great. Let us not forget her. This was, of course, the Chelsea Flower Show. This is the Chelsea Flower Show. Those kids were bussed in. I mean, they literally ruined their afternoon. They forced those children to interact with Kate. That is not what they were there for. They were there to have fun and be with their friends. Now, all of a sudden, they got to interact with grinning Kate Middleton. So one more. I believe this was, I forgot what this was. I thought maybe this was the trip to Denmark, which is interesting because I wasn't sure there were Black people in Denmark. I'm just kidding. I know there are. But you would think the idea of meeting a real royal princess would have been just too exciting, right? Do they look excited to you? I mean, there they are, dressed up with their wellies on, cannot be bothered. And Kate, of course, she's reading the room and she realizes that she's there and not Nan Chow is excited to see her. Now, of course, you know, I have to remind you all about that time that this charity worker showed up, not realizing she was going to be ushered in front of the cameras. Had she known, she probably would have went and got her hair done, right? I mean, she slicked it back and everything. She's, you know, she looks neat and presentable, but I'm pretty certain that that is not exactly what she would have done had she known that she was going to be paraded about in front of all those cameras and at the business end of Camila, Godzilla, Queen Consort's Dragon Breath.
Part of the lunch club, yeah?
Yes.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming.
There you are. So you're the only man here?
Yeah, I am.
Yes. Great family. So how long So how long
She pissed. Woo, she hot. She is hot. Did you see that look on her face? Did you see that look on her face?
Yeah?
Yes.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming.
There you are. So you're the only man here?
Yeah, I am.
Yes. Great family. So how long
You could see it in her eyes. If you could read her mind, when I'm gonna beat somebody ass. Ooh, they don't know who they messing with. They got the wrong one. I ain't the one, and I sure ain't number two. I ain't the one or the two. They don't know. Ooh, I'm telling you, I'm gonna pull somebody's hair out. Let me take off these earrings. Somebody get me some Vaseline. I'm gonna pull. Ooh, when I get up out of here, they're gonna be sorry. They're gonna be sorry. That poor woman. That poor woman. She was not expecting all of that. She thought it was going to be just any other function. And next thing you know, there they are, ambushed by Camila and all them cameras and everything. She trying to laugh and, you know, play it off, but she pissed. See how her head is shaking? See how her head is shaking? I know that look. I know that look. I know that look. I have been Black long enough to know what that look is. For those of you who don't know, when you see that look, somebody done overstepped the mark. That means somebody has overstepped the mark. Well, it's going to be hell to pay. It is going to be hell to pay. Oh, well. And let's see, what do we have here? Oh, Ministry of Hacks. I love Ministry of Hacks. Ministry of Hacks. What say you, Ministry of Hacks? Morning. Morning. Uh-oh. Did I not save that one? Or did I? That's okay, no worries. I can find it fast. I can find it fast.
Comments are open as ever, guys. Morning, friends. Happy Friday. The weekend is nearly with us. Well done to us. And we absolutely knew, where's my hand? We absolutely knew this would happen, didn't we? We knew that following Harry's brilliant victory against Murdoch and the Murdoch Group and the forced apology to both Harry and Princess Diana, what a winning move. We knew that some members of the press would try and do the same for William, and they've done it. William makes his mum proud by visiting a homeless centre. Oh, amazing. Should we actually talk about what William did on this day, which was 2 days ago? William spent less time in the homeless centre than his private jet took him to get from London to Monaco so he could watch a football match. Don't get me wrong, I love football. Sport is important to everyone, but the metrics of how the press portray William against the reality of what actually happens is quite astounding. The majority of William's day was travelling and watching a football match, not paying tribute to his mother. Comments are open as ever, guys. Have a brilliant day. Let me know what you think. Morning.
Well, that was Martin. And Martin is on the Ministry of Hacks, which is on TikTok. He also posts on the Twitter, or the X, formerly known as Twitter. But yeah, he usually, he had something else, and I don't think I'm not going to do that one. All right. Let me see. Let me keep this going. And of course, after William was done interacting with the kids at this center, he did some boxing. He boxed, how they be holding their hands up and you box the gloves and the little pads or whatever. He also did some other stuff. And I think this is that same visit that he made yesterday. Let's see if that's the one. Oh, yeah, it is the one from yesterday. Now, this got kind of strange. This was kind of strange. I shared it with you yesterday, and I'm going to share it with you today. Very bizarre. When he asked them about those tires, you know what I'm saying? You remember this from yesterday?
Yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's working. Are these pretty good? Is it good rubber? Good size?
Yeah, these are pretty new ones.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that?
Are these pretty good? Is it good rubber? Good size?
Yeah, these are pretty.
Are these pretty good rubbers? Are these pretty good rubbers? I'm just like, let that sink in. That's not creepy, is it? That's not creepy. Could you imagine going home and telling your family, wow, I met Baltimore. Who? The Prince William, the Prince of Wales. Really? What did he talk about? Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Are these pretty good? Is it good rubber? Good size?
Yeah, these are.
Yeah, he asked us about our tires. Yeah, he asked us about our tires. He asked if these were pretty good rubbers. That's not strange, is it? Hey, Legs is here, you guys. Yeah, that's what he said. Are these pretty good rubbers? Yeah, that's awkward. I wonder how come they didn't mention that in the Daily Mail. Prince William's awkward exchange. You know how they always say those things about yes, and he either that or perhaps he stopped by and visited his stepbrother on the way, Tom Parker Bowles. Maybe he stopped to visit his stepbrother, or maybe Uncle Gary Goldsmith. Yeah, maybe he stopped by to visit Uncle Gary Goldsmith. I mean, at this time of year, a little baking soda Yeah, just a little teaspoon of baking soda is enough to help your digestion. No, I didn't notice that. Let me take a look.
Yeah, these are pretty new ones. So like,
How do you know when enough air is coming?
so you know when the needle hits 40.
Yep.
Let me see that again.
Are these pretty good? Is it good rubber? Good size?
Yeah,
They're
these
pretty
are
reliable?
Okay, I think I saw it that time. Yeah, and he completely turned his head. He's
How do you
just
know
like,
when enough air is coming?
I don't want nothing to do with this here.
You know when the needle hits 40.
Yeah, kind of strange. Thank you so much, Legs, for the super chat. All right. And wow, check it out. Check it out. Vice President Harris, our former vice president, at the local Piggly Wiggly or Safeway or Ralph's or whatever that is. Yes, that is none other than Kamala at the grocery store. Yeah. And there's her beloved husband, Doug Inhofe, and they're just shopping like everybody else. Now, the fact that there is a very strapping man at one end of the aisle with his arms folded and an earpiece in his ear, and there's another guy at this side of the aisle, also very large with an earpiece in his ear. And don't even be confused by that massive motorcade outside. So, if you are Americans or non Americans, I just want you to know you don't have to worry about Vice President Harris. She will be quite safe. They will have Secret Service protection for her for some time. I don't know if it's a lifetime or just for the time being, but in all likelihood, I do believe that she will have some level of Secret Service protection. And it is not up to the current occupant of the White House whether or not she has that level of security, but she was a vice president of these United States of America, and she will continually receive that level of protection as long as it's deemed necessary. So, not to worry about it. She will be quite safe. And of course, Doug Inhofe, he'll be safe, and also their children, as it is deemed necessary, they will also be quite safe. They evaluate these things all the time, but she was the number 2 at the White House, so yeah, she'll be quite safe. So do not worry. Those arms that you see at the other side there, that is Secret Service. Okay. David Beckham says he's a huge royalist. No kidding. Talks ties to Charles and Prince William. Who cares? Anyway, I feel so sorry for David Beckham. Where is your dignity, sir? It's not enough that you follow Charles and William around like a little lapdog, like a poodle. He is the royal family poodle. Wherever they go, whatever they do, they call him up. He shows up, licking their face, licking their palms, everything. He's always there. He wants to be a knight so desperately. He wants that knighthood. Now, he's already an OBE or whatever the other alphabets are, but he wants that knighthood. He wants to be Sir David Beckham. And if he has to go on to People magazine and sit down and do these interviews or wherever the interview taking place, on the 21st, the former England soccer captain spoke about his relationship with King Charles and Prince William in a new interview at the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland. Beckham hit the stage with CNBC anchor Sarah Eisen for a wide-ranging conversation on his work as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador and philanthropic commitments, which sparked the topic of his royal connection. And of course, he says, I always get emotional talking about. Of course, he gets emotional. He wants that knighthood so bad, he's practically in tears. So, yeah, are we surprised he gets emotional? I don't think so. I don't think so. Of course, he gets emotional. I cannot say the word that I want to say because it is not good for my public image. But yeah, if you know what I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking. He is that and then some. Oh, let me see. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, where's Church Nellie? Because see, she would say it. She would say it. Where did I leave off? Let me see. I do. I always get emotional when a huge royalist. Yeah, I've always been a huge royalist. I was brought up in a household that adored and loved everything that came with the royal family. Beckham said after Eisen asked him about his role with King's Foundation, Beckham was announced as an ambassador of King Charles charity dedicated to sustainability and the next generation in 2024. Anyway, he is a complete kiss up. He is a boot licking, butt kissing. Next. So I don't want to give any engagements or clicks, but this article, as I read before, could you imagine the mental gymnastics that it takes to link Harry and Meghan to stories that have nothing to do with them? So I'm not going to share the article, but I'm going to share this. So much grief. How do you people survive a day without shedding Harry and Meghan's tears? A little Harry didn't, your little Harry didn't live his life your way. Marry a girl you love and you can't stand it. Cry harder, folks. Here's another one. Really clutching at straws to discredit them now. The chief of the chef? I guess the chef of Palace. They happen to like going to, to a dodgy, drag their names again. It's getting embarrassing for this paper. Okay, I'll just say this much. This article was about someone who was accused of financial fraud. It had nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. They did not endorse this business. And yes, it was a chef. They did not endorse this business. They merely stopped by, like hundreds of people do when they visit that part of the country, to enjoy the food. That was it. They did not endorse this person. And no, it wasn't Melba. This is the other side of the country. And someone else just says simply markled. And then the next one says, are there that many people who care about Harry and his wife? Yikes. Now that, of course, was a slight against Meghan. Probably someone who doesn't like them and who cares. The next one says, just what exactly has this got to do with the reality royals? Unless it's yet another excuse to get these no marks included in the headlines. Well, this person probably doesn't like Harry and Meghan, but they are pointing out the fact that they are putting in Harry and Meghan into an article that has nothing to do with them. And then the last one says, seriously, this is a headline. It was ridiculous. It had nothing, and I do mean nothing to do with them. I could not wait to see the comments. I like to look at the comments because I want to know if there are people that are rational and intelligent that can see the nonsense that they're pushing out there. And apparently, even the people who do not care for them could not understand why in the world are you putting their names out there for something that has absolutely nothing to do with them. It'd be like anybody going to a business and there was the accusations, and that's all it is accusations of fraud. And then all of a sudden they associate your name with it just because you ate there before. Make that make sense. Look at this. First Evangelical Lutheran Church. Too cold to be changing sign. Sin bad, Jesus good, details inside. You see there, when it's that cold outside, you just keep it simple. Sin bad, Jesus good, details inside. And that's it. Because when it's that cold out there, you ain't got time to be standing out there in that cold trying to come up with colorful little stuff to try to get people to come in there. You just keep it simple and you keep it moving. Or, let me see. Oh, I got a better answer for you. As one of the most brilliant minds of the 21st century once said, one of the most intelligent, insightful, one of the most intellectual thinkers of our day once said about something like this.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There you go. There you go. If it's too cold outside and you don't feel like trying to come up with something clever, you just look at that sign and you say,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Or you wake up in the middle of the night.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And you go to get a pop. And on the way to get your pop, you say, I smell barbecue.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And then you say, Lord, Jesus is a fire.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And then you just say, ain't nobody got time for that. They don't. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, poor Princess Anne. Oh, I feel for her. I really do feel for her. Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, during an interview with whatever that is, Alan Jones, on her 2-day trip to South Africa, the Princess Royal has spoken for the first time about the suspected horse incident that left her concussed and bruised, suggesting she had a lucky escape from serious injury. Yeah, it could have been worse. And there you can see there on the right side, keep going, Anne. Princess Royal admits retirement not an option. And she can't retire because of the shortages of royals, because they drove the two most brilliant, the most loved, the most intelligent, thoughtful members of the royal family. They were driven away from that island. And so now Princess Anne, who is well over 70, has to keep working. She can't take any time off because, well, they need her. Now, she has the reputation of being the hardest working member of the royal family, if you want to call that work. Having teas and lunches and visiting lighthouses and stuff like that. If you want to call that work, you can. Like right now, she's on an all expense paid vacation to South Africa so that she could sit around and just talk to people, cut ribbons, etc., etc. But it was a close call because what she assumed was a conversation with her sister-in-law, Queen Camila, the Queen Consort, turned out to be a very violent rogue horse that literally knocked the sense out of her. She fell to the ground. Her hair pick flew about 20 paces away. And those Newports that she enjoys, well, there were loose squares all over the grass. Every place you could look, loose square, loose square. Yes, they knocked the hair pick out of her head. There were loose squares all over the grass. It was a close call for the Princess Royal. But somehow she managed to thrive and survive. And after spending days in, you ready for it? Hospital, because that's the UK. They don't say the hospital, it's just hospital. After spending days in hospital, she recovered. And when we saw her again, she had a black eye, but there have been some side effects because look at there. Camilla, you know, now she's a little bit afraid of horses. See how she's like afraid to touch the horse? The horse is just like, come on, girl, you know who I am. Let me have one of them Newports. But she's afraid. She's frightened. And that's why you don't see her with Camilla so often, because still to this day, she don't know whether it was a horse or whether it was her sister-in-law. She just doesn't know. All she knows is that she was attacked. She was attacked and left unconscious with her hair picked 20 paces away, Newports scattered all over the lawn. I mean, every time I see loose squares or I hear somebody say loose squares, I start having flashbacks of how worried I was for Princess Anne. You know, and this is a just a little rendering of what's going on in Princess Anne's hair. Every time she closes her eyes, she just sees horses all over the place. Yeah, she's having PTSD. She just keeps seeing horses all over the place. Yeah, in her mind's eye, every place she looks, there's horses trying to knock them loose squares all over the place. I got them Lucy's. I got them Lucy's. And the other thing is, for some reason, even though there's no function happening, no parades, nothing formal, she keeps putting on her Napoleon uniform. You cannot tell her that she's not Napoleon Bonaparte. Yeah, she still thinks that she's Napoleon. So again, I don't know if this is like going to keep, happening for her or what, but yeah, poor Princess Anne thinks she's Napoleon Bonaparte. It's really terrible. I really feel for her. And the other thing is, sometimes she just starts walking just like Johnny Walker Red. She keeps marching back and forth. Sometimes her husband's trying to sleep and he can't sleep because he just keeps hearing her pacing back and forth. And he's like, what the devil are you doing? Come to bed. Well, she can't, because if she's not Napoleon, she's Johnny Walker. It's very sad, very sad. And she was such a stable person until that horse hauled off and kicked her in the head. And lastly, with all the multiple personalities that she has going on, the weirdest one of all is those flashes that happen from time to time where she thinks she's Fred G. Sanford. The G stands for get that horse out of here. She keeps thinking she's Fred G. Sanford. And the family is still trying to figure out where the red truck came from. We've all seen her living room. We know what her living room looks like. But she keeps riding around the village. Yeah, she keeps thinking she's Fred G. Sanford. So that kick in the head has cost her a lot. Some days she's Fred Sanford, some days she's Napoleon Bonaparte, or after a glass of whiskey, she starts thinking she's Johnny Walker. And she just gets up and she prances about. It's just terrible. And of course, every time she hears a horse gallop, every time she hears a horse whinny, she gets really, this is her at the Royal Ascot. See how, look at the terror in her eyes. She thinks every horse is out to get her. Every horse is out to get her. But the truth is, if they ever really find the surveillance tape, if they ever can find any footage of that incident, we all know what horse kicked her. Yeah, we know what horse kicked her. It's just a matter of time before they solve this. Anyway, this is the last slide I have. Thank you so much, guys. One of the squatties posted this today. There is our Duchess with her Leica camera. You know, the camera that she won't get for Archie because she says he's not old enough. Not only did Archie notice that Misan had a Leica, but maybe he found an old picture of his mom holding a Leica camera. You got to love Archie. He will not be shortchanged. He wants a Leica just like everybody else, just like Uncle Misan and just like Mommy. He wants his Leica camera. So I'm not saying that we should have a fundraiser or anything, but I'm going to just wait. If they don't get that kid a Leica camera, then we're going to have to get it for him. And with that, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you for the new members of Royal Sussex. And thank you to Dorothy Ross, who, well, this is like way past her bedtime, I think. And thank you to Geraldine White, who has been a long-term member of, a member of Royal Sussex. And yeah, thank you, everybody. And thank you for your generous and thoughtful contributions. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Heather Stroud. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Avid reader, thank you. And is it Toki? Thank you very much. Or is it Tuki? Yeah, that old fish-eyed fool. Fred Sanford, you old fish-eyed fool. I love when Auntie Essa says, hold on now, Fred Sanford. Wait a minute now, Fred Sanford. Yeah, and when she started doing those Bible quotes, that old fish-eyed fool. Yeah, I tell you, on my worst days, watching Fred and Esther go at it. Fred G. Sanford and Esther, oh gosh, what was her name? Esther, let me see, Woodrow was her husband. Was it Esther? Well, it wasn't Woodrow Wilson, Esther Wilson. I don't remember. But yeah, those two were golden. All right. As always, thank you, moderators, for keeping this the safe space that it has been since day one. And thank you to the person I can't remember who advised me years ago. They said, Baron, if you want your channel to be successful, do not argue with those trolls. Just block them. Get rid of them. And I don't regret it for a single moment. I have blocked. And that's why you don't see so much of it in our comments, because they have been blocked. And if you are a content creator and you need advice about getting rid of those trolls, just make sure that you put the troll spray on. Make sure that they have to wait at least a week before they're able to comment. And you know what? If they're willing to wait a week and listen to me every day for a week, then they deserve to have a comment so I can block them after waiting so long to make their ridiculous comment. So that's it. Bye, all. Until we meet again. Love you all much. Vonzola Adams, I think that'll be the last word for today. I agree with you 100. So, again, let's do the Ginger Avenger, that superhero in Montecito, where there are no leaks in Montecito. The Ginger Avenger. All right, good night, y'all.